Hello, I am Professor Sargar Zahoor, ex-Dean Faculty of Fine Arts, Jamia Millia Islamia, New Delhi. In this module, I am going to show you how to make a landscape in pastels, dry pastels. Dry pastel is a flexible medium. I have chosen a scene in the front, an old building and a few trees. It is a beautiful atmosphere to be painted. First thing is to divide the space, see the arrangements of objects on paper as per their proportions and perspective. Stretch your arm straight and measure the height. As per the size of drawing paper, one can double or triple the measurements taken. But then all the measurements, whether length or width, all have to be doubled or tripled. These measurements only will make the painting look proportionate. I am using yellow ochre to rub over the paper for trees. Even the height of the trees has to be in the same measurement. One has to keep in mind that the distance from which the measurements are being taken should be the same for every object. Whether it's wall, building, door, window, or net. After applying the lighter areas with yellow ochre, now is the time to apply dark green for darkest area. When one applies the green over yellow, it will automatically look lighter. The trees are symmetrical, so one can be playful in applying the strokes. By just being conscious of its placement in the composition. To add vibrant shade in the painting, use magenta and blue to cover the sky. Dry pastels are easy to spread and when coated over a tinted paper, the shade of the paper can itself act as another color in a composition and can also help in changing the color tones. Take white and coat it over the blue and magenta. Despite being coated by white, These two colors are visible and peeping through the grainy windows created by white color. Being a soft medium, dry pastel has this beautiful character of being smudged easily. Use your finger to blend these three colors together. The grains will vanish and smoothness will prevail in the area where three colors were separately visible. Again, one can recoat it with bright or pure white to make the sky appear clearer. By smudging just a few area or patches, the sky seems to be holding clouds on its spread. Apply a dark tone to the section of foliage touching the line of the old building. One can alter the structure of the foliage to some extent to give appropriate effect in the composition. Reinforcing the deepest shadows and overall tone to foliage will automatically add to the roundness that conforms to the visible source of light. Like Jeff Koons says, if I try to articulate every single detail in the drawing, it would be like missing the forest for the trees. So it's just about getting the outline of the forest. Add burnt sienna and crimson to the building, highlighting the lighter areas by yellow ochre. Applying the color and then blending it with the others is the beauty of dry pastels. Each layer will determine the next, and slowly, again the scribbles will bring out dark parts and create an impression of the forms, which are going to be further drawn to bring out the details of the building. The smudging of the colors can bring out a dirty look, and colors may lose their freshness, but that will help in bringing out the essence of the old building structure. All the strokes will guide the artist to imagine the unseen and undrawn structures. The windows, the arc, the design, the door, all will gradually crop up with a few lines. As the composition progresses, even without the exact details, one can see shaded angle, a highlighted portion, and also a shadow beneath. A rough impression can be added, and again merged with the tip of the fingers. It is a process of building, destroying, and reconstruction. The smudging helps not only in creating a mysterious or vague look, but also plays the role of middle tone in a drawing. It becomes easy to draw the details after creating a base. The rough strokes add to the textural beauty as one can see more grains and can make out the textural quality of the paper. The whole essence of the drawing should come out, even in the simplest expression and imaginary lines of projection. Just by keeping the direction of light in mind, the artist can bring out the external shaping. Time to play with the light by overcoating with yellow ochre again. Add yellow ochre over the wall, on the arc and edges of the jamb. A few lines and dots can create an illusion of complete shape, even without intricate details. As being too meticulous and deliberate with the medium can hinder the visual flow. and break the spontaneity. Each line can define the contour, and each smudge can make it lose itself in the surroundings. The darkness always helps in highlighting the light. Create the shadows with burnt sienna. A few marks and indentation on the edges will create stark contrast. Tonal values and shapes of interlocking light and shadows create a balance between inner vision, virtuosity, and expression that leads to the path of infinite possibilities. Three dark lines under the building are indication of the benches. Even without proper outline, one can guess the shape in front of us. One has to patiently observe and work as it is the trained eye which can guess which portion to highlight and bring out details, and also to know what needs to be omitted. With a sky blue color, draw the frame of the window, and with a lighter tone of the green, give a few touches at the base of the building, depicting the hedge of plants on which light is falling. Clear vision, careful observation, and yet retaining the spontaneity are very important while making an actual scene. The process of creation consists of inspiration to develop, an urge to transform, and a spirit to discover the endless possibilities. And all this adds to the beauty and uniqueness of artwork. The act applying dry pastel and again rubbing it off tickles the spirits and is a feeling like reconstructing the whole concept newly with every layer. A few depths and a few lines here and there are indicating the design on the wall and the darkened edges of the arc. It totally depends on the viewer how he is sketching the flower to the painting. How he is sketching the flower of the painting, whether he is trying to look for the details or enjoying the abstraction and letting the space between the strokes and smudges speak for itself. Applying light green patches over the foliage spreads reflect the lighter part of the foliage, and later on strokes of dark green will add a dense look. The textural effects tells the story of whispering leaves and their intermingled coordination. Vague and asymmetrical look of the trees make it easy for an artist to be more experimental and playful without being conscious of a line going here to there. Dry pastel have this benefit of one color being coated over the other. Light green over dark green and dark green over light is adding to the density of foliage as well as contrast. A few strokes can depict uneven ground. Naples yellow next to the tone of green is making the yellow stand out, and one can easily guess where the light is falling. The ground is hazy due to the rubbed off colors, while the clear yellow lines have made the benches very prominent. The overlapping of spaces of foliage over the building and benching crossing the limits of hedge all create an interaction between various different species. Hardness of the building and softness of the leaves start giving a unified look. Main motive is to catch the essence. Again highlighting particular area of the building and also adding dark lines to create depth of the arc and doorway. Darkened ends and bright edges look so enchanting. This opens up a psychological doorway where an artist needs to face the infinite world of imagination and learn to create a balancing act between inner vision and mystery, and most important, its representation. Green scribbles in the foreground, light green over the foliage, and again dark dots on the doorway. It's a never ending process, as the artist spirit never gets satisfied. He again and again wants define and redefine a shape, and further again merge the contours. An artwork need not be an exact representation of an object or scene, but should fertilize the imagination and make a known thing seen, a new or unknown.